brakes from pick your teams and pick your players to random teams and drafted teams, mixers, and more. We built this app with the collector in mind, with features like scheduled drop times, custom notification settings, and earn rewards on purchases, among other things. And we want to be a one-stop shop for collectors, which is why we've added services like PSA grading and eBay consignment straight from brakes. We are a PSA authorized dealer and offer grading services from value to walkthrough. All you need to do is fill out the form on our website within 24 hours of a break completing, and we will take care of the rest. All submissions for breaks come with a review and wipe down of your card, and you won't be charged anything until we get your card back from PSA. eBay consignment is a similar process where you will need to fill out a form on our site within 24 hours of a break completing for any cards you'd like to submit. All cards will be listed next business day for a 5-day auction starting at 99 cents. And after the sale, you'll have the option to be paid out via check, PayPal goods, or break credit. The links for these services will be in the description of every break. If you have any questions about how the app or how our breaks work, feel free to message us on your preferred social platform. Or jump in the chat of one of our breaks and the break host can help walk you through it.
What's happening, everyone? Happy Friday morning. Back after a week off.
It's a good day.
It's a good day.
It's a good day.
You feel good coming in? Ryan was coming in hot this morning.
It's coming in hot. Like I'm gonna be there right at the right time.
The Starbucks line was long or something?
Well, Starbucks is closed.
Oh, that's right. It's Caribou now.
It's Caribou. I'm in Caribou world because Starbucks is remodeling to take over more space.
It's crazy because they're gonna be closed for like what'd you say, like a
2
month
months.
or two?
Yeah.
That's wild.
2 months they're closing.
That's a big hit.
I would die if we had to close for 2 months.
Yeah, that'd be.
What would we do if we had to close for 2 months?
Starbucks.
Open all the product ourselves? Let's do it.
I think Starbucks can probably afford it.
Let's do it. That's it. We're closed for the next 2 months.
We'll just take in shipments and just open it all.
Tribute Baseball's coming. Just open it myself.
Yeah, a bunch of fun stuff coming in there.
Bowman. I'll just open all the Bowman myself.
Sorry guys,
we're closed for 2 months.
No Bowman breaks. We're just gonna rip it off. Hey, Monday Super coming our way. I'm a little bummed. Al said he didn't miss me last week.
I mean, I didn't hear from anyone. Oh man, where's Emil? I'm so sad he's gone. Not a single person messaged me.
To be fair, Nags was gone the week before, so
everybody was like, "Where's Nags?"
Well, no, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I was breaking that whole time, so people were probably sick of me by that time. So the week off was probably like a good buffer in between, like
1 day a week. Saturday nights is like the most they can take.
That's pretty much all I could take of Al, to be honest. Just the one Saturday night.
Nice. Say hello when you pop in. Let us know that you are here and hanging out. Which friends are joining us this morning on a beautiful Friday morning.
It's gorgeous out there.
It's baseball season.
It's crazy.
It is baseball season. Opening day yesterday.
Guardians 1-0, baby. Twins can't say the same.
Top of the division.
Whew, feeling
Top
good.
of the division.
No, we're tied with the White Sox.
It's the same thing.
I saw a stat. This is the first time the White Sox are above 500 since opening day 2022, I think. Or 2023.
That's wild.
First time above, they've been above 500 on 2 opening days. And
Wild.
It's probably all downhill from here.
Wild. Yeah, I think there are a fair amount of people expecting 100 losses out of that team. So
yeah. Yep.
We'll see what happens.
Somehow the predictions came in with the Guardians finishing just above them.
I mean, Vegas thinks the Twins are going to win the division, and I'm already on record saying that I think the Twins.
How do you full fade that?
Could lose 100 games.
Man, I don't think the lineup is that strong, and this isn't coming as I enjoy watching the Twins. I just don't think the lineup is that strong, and then plus you add the Correa and Buxton and Royce Lewis only playing a combined 80 games.
If you were ever going to short a team for winning the division, I feel like I would be shorting the Twins.
That'd be an interesting, we got a new app idea right there. Like if you can bet on teams, if you can bet on teams to win, I think there's a program that did that for like the election. They do that for like will there be a war or something, like whatever, or is Russia going to invade whoever, like like I think they do like a short or sell, like just a straight stock market. That'd be really cool for baseball. Like, is Ohtani going to hit go 50-50 again this year? You can buy and short or something, or divisional or MVP races, all that stuff.
Right.
And then it just bases the odds based on the buys and the shorts.
Right. Yeah, we'll take it. Jake's a homer. Jake's a Twins homer.
Ryan's a Twins fan.
I am. I'm a Twins fan.
An anti-Twins fan.
I'm going to be a T-Wolves fan tonight. I'm taking
heard.
Amberly to the Timberwolves game for her first NBA basketball.
Who do they have tonight? Do you know?
The Suns.
Oh, sweet.
So
that'd be cool. Hopefully, I haven't watched much basketball lately. I don't know if Kevin Durant's playing or not. Or hopefully some of those guys are in.
We'll have a good time.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So
did you do any MLB predictions this year for like MLB or MVP, Cy Young?
I did not.
Not calling it.
Nope.
Lame.
Julio Rodriguez, AL MVP.
I like that one. I actually don't hate that. If he can put together a full year, then
that's mine.
He'll be fine.
That's mine.
He can't have the classic J-Rod like batting 190 until All-Star break. Yeah.
Yep.
And then batting 400 the rest of the year.
Right. I'm going J-Rod. I'm going J-Rod AL MVP on the record.
I went Jose Ramirez. He was last year. He was like a double and a home run away from being one of the first, like the fifth player ever in MLB history to have 40 doubles, 40 home runs, 40 steals. Well known fact. He puts it all together for a full year. He gained some muscle, lost some of that chubbiness in the offseason. I think he's looking good.
All right.
I went AL MVP Jose, NL MVP, just because I feel like Ohtani's got to be a shoo-in again, pitching and hitting this year. Like, I don't understand how he doesn't win it.
How do you beat someone like Ohtani for MVP like ever again if he's got a healthy season? It feels like he's that much better.
Yeah.
Than everyone else.
He's almost a lock for another 40 home runs at least. Like, well, if he puts together back-to-back 50-50 seasons and pitches with a 2.8 ERA and
I mean, even
1,000 strikeouts,
even if he's an average pitcher,
there's actually zero way to compete with that.
How do you?
We talk about most valuable player to a team, and he's playing both sides of the field.
Right.
Yeah, I went Kyle Tucker with NL MVP on the Cubs.
I like Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker's really good.
I think he's one of the most underrated guys in the hobby.
He is. I mean, he's spent all this time with the Astros, where in a period of time where everybody was loving to hate the Astros.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Everybody was loving to hate the Astros, and here, he put up season after season of all-star.
Yeah, like MVP votes almost every single year.
Yeah, I like Kyle Tucker. He's a stud.
Yep.
So
Cy Young, I went Cole Reagans, who kind of got lit up by the Guardians yesterday, and then I did Skeens for NL.
I hope Skeens has a full season.
I agree. Yeah, I think a full season of Skeens healthy is unstoppable. But
I have a massive amount of fear of investing in pitchers in this hobby.
Yeah, who was the first dude that started all that? Was that Scherzer?
No, the first one that started
hobby hype for pitchers
that crashed and burned.
I guess first overall and the one that crashed. I know the one that crashed and burned was more recent, right?
The one that crashed and burned that roasted everybody in the hobby was Strasburg.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of.
Strasburg was he was hyped like Skeens.
Yeah. At a period of time when there wasn't
in the hobby, Topps was doing short print Skeens cards. They even had one where if you pulled the short print Skeens card out of Series 2 baseball or whatever it was, you could take your card and mail it in and pay $250 to get it signed.
That's wild.
And then get a signed copy.
That's crazy. That's a really cool program, actually.
Actually being able to pull a card, send it in, get it signed.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Was kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Right? And everybody, just kind of like what we saw in the past year with Skeens, everybody was just buying everything Strasburg. And whoop,
Yeah.
Tommy John surgery like in the first half of the season of his, rookie
Was it his
breakout year.
Yeah.
So that was what started like people not buying first Bowmans of pitchers anymore. Like
Interesting.
Like
because that was what 2011.
Yeah, 2010,
like
2011.
Yeah.
Somewhere there. So like that was where people were like, all right, I'm good on pitchers.
Yeah. Probably up until like Casey Mize, right?
Casey Mize was probably the next first guy where people were like, all right, maybe I could invest in a pitcher.
First overall pick, like absolute dominance throughout, everything. And that didn't work out either, to be fair.
That didn't work out. I don't know if it was as epic of a collapse, but I mean, Tariq Skubal ended up being the better.
Yeah, and he was a 2020 Bowman guy that was not much.
He was a better rookie. I mean, they were both 2021. Were they both 2021 rookies?
I believe.
I think they were. I think they were both in that 2021 Topps Chrome rookie class.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
But Mize was the big chase. Skubal ended up being a little bit bigger of a hit.
I remember. So one of my favorite stories with Tariq Skubal is I had bought into. We did a 5-case random player of 2020 Bowman. And I bought in with Titus or so maybe you, whoever it was, and I pulled a Skubal spot. I was like, oh, great. I ended up with like 4 autos and sold them all for nothing.
Of course, that's always how it goes, right?
So yeah, that got a sour taste in my mouth with Tariq Skubal.
So you might have some news since the last time we hung out with these guys.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
there's a little bit of news.
It's time. He took the plunge.
There's a little bit of news. So over the week on vacation in Mexico, ended up popping the question and getting engaged on Friday.
Oh,
so
congratulations.
Thank you. I
did tell Emil before he went that if he came back single, he still had to move out. So
I know some of the guys in the shop told me that if you come back engaged, we'll throw a party. If you come back single, we'll throw a bigger party. No, it's good. It all went good. So we're excited. We're starting the early stages of wedding planning. Like I was talking to a couple buddies. They're like, yeah, this moves really fast. Like if you're trying to do a wedding in a year, like you kind of have to have a deposit in on a venue like within a month or two. It's like, what in the world? And we're looking at prices of... It's wild. This is a good time to ask for a raise, Ryan.
Have fun with that.
Oh, it's crazy.
You just have to sell all your collectibles.
That will be part of the equation, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what we should have done, Chris. That could have been our first house married above
the shop.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do that in a lot of places. Like Tom's shop, you could have put apartment up there.
Yep.
In the upper level.
Yep.
You could buy one of these old downtown Anoka buildings and renovate the upstairs into a sick lofted apartment.
Probably pretty cool.
That'd be sweet.
Downtown Anoka would be a fun
Aside from the lack of garage space,
right?
I'd be down for that.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. We probably won't be doing that.
Then somebody tries to break in, I can just be like, "Ha, I'm here!" with my baseball bat.
Yeah.
I like them apples.
I could see you defending with a bat.
Vigorously. So, who else is hanging out this morning? You see Jordan Lover.
The Jordan Lover says, do we plan on doing another case break of Bowman draft? Potentially. We're running a little bit low on Bowman draft. We had a whole stash that we've been blowing through with all the Bowman mixers we've been doing and all the pick your teams and everything like that. But you guys snapped that one up last night. I think I got a message. I got a reply, but someone said like, "Hey, I hit 3 Cags autos in that draft case."
What?
It's like, ooh,
holy smokes!
It's like those Royals went up. Maybe they need to go up a little bit more.
Wow,
his stuff is going crazy. I mean, you see like draft when it released had a really strong, despite not like this. I wouldn't say like. I'm trying to rank like the velocity of it, like good velocity, but not like shooting out of the moon. Given for what the singles were selling for,
right?
Guys.
I mean, we saw draft like really hot for about a week,
yeah,
and then box sales and break sales kind of tapered off,
right?
while single sales were still kind of going crazy.
Better than any past year's draft in the last couple of years.
It was super weird to see that.
Yeah.
When singles are selling so well, but breaks and boxes were selling. I mean, and so the price came down on draft.
Yeah. Yep.
Initially.
Yep.
Like that, January time frame,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of came down. But we went out and, when it came down, I mean, we knew how good of a class it was. We saw how good these singles. We actually went out and bought a whole bunch.
Yep.
Like at the bottom.
Yep.
But even now we're running through a lot of that.
Yeah.
So
It's going quick.
So and now it's shot way back up. So it's and started to dry up a little bit too. So
that's what it looks
a little
like.
harder to get our hands on more.
Yeah, so if you see us posting draft and cases and everything, make sure you get in because it's not going to be forever that we're going to have those cases.
Well, and we're only 5 weeks from 2025 Bowman.
Yep.
So we will be really quickly transitioning into 2025 Bowman here really, really soon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this class is performing so well. Like, you look at all these dudes in spring training, and, like, I was looking at single sales when we were kind of repricing the pick your team. You got, like, some of those mid-tier guys, like Connor Griffin, who you didn't hear much about in spring training, but is still selling great. Braden Montgomery is still selling great. Some of the pitchers, Hagen Smith, still selling great. And then, obviously, you've got Christian Moore still selling great as one of the top guys. Bazana still selling great. And then you've got Cam Smith and Cags, who have just gone nuclear since release.
First major league hit.
Pretty sick.
Did you see the clip of them telling him that he made the opening day roster?
I didn't see that one.
It was really cool. It was in the Astros clubhouse. They did it in front of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Was
his parents there or something
where
like
they
that?
called his family in and they let his family tell him, and you got to see the emotion of being named to the opening day roster,
cool.
And now he's got his first MLB hit. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and he was hot as hot gets in spring training. Like,
right.
I've got to think, like, obviously the Cubs wanted to get Kyle Tucker, but it's like, man, they gave up a big young piece for Kyle Tucker.
Right.
And Cam Smith. So, yeah, it was a good grab by the Astros. But, yeah, this class, it'll be interesting to see how many call-ups we get quickly here.
Yeah.
In the early season. Like, Cags is on the board for odds of Rookie of the Year still. Like, there's no reason that he doesn't get called up quick. Like, obviously, Cam Smith got called up. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of those guys that are right on the bubble. And then we're going to see a whole bunch of other guys that are past year's draft prospects or Bowman prospects. Like, Roman Anthony's on the ticker here pretty soon.
Yep.
Like, it'll be interesting.
How about this one? Austin Wells.
First pitch home run, baby.
First catcher to ever bat leadoff for the Yankees.
Really?
And a home run.
Interesting.
First catcher to ever bat leadoff for the Yankees.
I can't imagine there's many catchers that are batting leadoff anywhere, at all.
I just thought that was kind of a cool stat.
Yeah, it is cool.
So
did you see? I'm forgetting who it is now. He hit a home run yesterday. He has a streak now of 6 opening days in a row hitting a home run.
What?
Yeah, I gotta look this up because I forget who it is. But it's someone that you wouldn't expect. He doesn't hit a lot of home runs.
He's just got that.
Tyler O'Neill.
Really?
Extends his record with a 6th opening day home run. That's a crazy stat.
That's actually really, really wild.
Especially, how many home runs did he hit last year? He looks kind of jacked. Maybe he hits more home runs than I thought. Let's see. Yeah, last year he had 31, so he lit it up. Then short season's 9, 14, full season 34.
Yeah.
I guess maybe he hits a little bit more than I would have thought. But his first few years, he wasn't hit. I mean, those are half seasons again.
Yeah.
But yeah, 6 opening days in a row with a home run.
That's pretty wild.
It's crazy.
Pretty wild.
I'm pumped that baseball's back. Now I just need, I'm so mad that we've got this cold weather front coming in next week, and I'm feeling like summer. Like, I am so excited to just be back at Target Field and watching baseball again. Yep. So excited.
I'm ready. So we had a big release, a lot of buzz around this release this week. Jake brought it up in the comments. Heritage High Number. First impressions on Heritage High Number.
Best it's ever been by not even close in terms of best it's ever been. Not only just rookie class, but obviously all the reformatting they did with the product.
Yep.
It's a completely different product.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing 8 to 10 autos per case.
Yep.
Heritage products are usually like three or four.
Yeah.
3 or 4 autos per case.
Yep.
But it hasn't been just junk autos either. It's not like they just made the cheap rookies sign 3 times as much. We're seeing relic autos out of 25.
We're seeing Trout
We're
autos.
seeing Trout and Kershaw.
These guys, yeah.
And, some of the awesome vet autos, red ink
autos.
autos.
Once every other case, basically.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing like the big pulls from Heritage
Yep.
popping more frequently
Than ever.
these are things that we used to see like 1 in 10 or 20 cases.
Yeah, Titus and I were talking last night during his 3-caser about like how 2022 Heritage with Witt and J-Rod is like $900 a case. But it's like that's at a time where that's a complete like you're hitting a Witt auto 1 every 30 cases.
Wait, harder than that. You're hitting a Witt auto 1 in 200 cases.
Yeah, you're not hitting. That's an unhittable card.
Right.
So while they're in there, that price justifies the pull rates on that product.
Right.
And you don't have all that. You're getting 10 relics a case, and you're getting
right. I mean, all the cheap clubhouse collection relic, they just load Heritage historically with these cheap clubhouse collections.
I said you get the whole clubhouse every case.
Seriously, and they've changed that.
Yeah.
They even made the relics a little bit more premium feeling because they're all like
thicker
130 point.
Yep.
Cardstock relics.
Yeah, Titus had a case with all of his relics were numbered at 99.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Kind of cool.
Yeah. The other aspect that they changed to juice this product up was the amount of numbered cards, right?
It's crazy.
Historically, Heritage has been just kind of like a paper product.
Yep.
Right?
And you see an image variation, a box or whatever.
Yeah, you're going to get some kind of a short print every box.
Yep.
Like a image variation or a color swap or these different things. But we're seeing 4 to 5 numbered chrome parallels.
It's like 5 numbered chrome parallels
per box.
Plus an image variation or color swap or whatever. And then plus the non-numbered parallels, the 4 royal blues, the 2 teals, the 1 to 2 whites.
Yeah, and the blacks out of 50. And they're actually hittable. I mean, we're seeing 2 or 3 blacks out of 50 per case.
Yeah.
So.
And the cool thing with the chrome too is they added in, which they haven't done this before, is added in the guys from regular Heritage with chrome into Heritage High, so you can still chase Junior Caminero color and Elite color and some of those guys that were that don't have real 1 autos, but are still in the product and hittable.
Yeah, and then we saw that this was kind of the odd one. Jason Dominguez. Has his second real ones rookie auto,
which hasn't really happened, I don't think.
So he's on the checklist.
Yeah,
and I haven't seen them do a rookie real ones auto in Heritage and in Heritage High.
I think someone said Ohtani had
maybe,
but that could have been a redemption.
But they also did a lot of things with Ohtani where they did him as a hitter in one and then as a pitcher, so that was kind of their excuse. To like double down on Ohtani.
Makes sense.
Well, so like he got his Bowman. I forget which one was first. His Bowman pitcher auto was first.
Yeah.
And then Bowman Chrome, he had the hitter rookie auto.
Right. That makes sense.
So they did a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Not too many guys that you're able to do that sort of thing with.
Right. So. Trying to think, there was somebody shortly after that for the Rays.
Brendan McKay. Yeah.
Where they did that. That kind of an approach, but that really hasn't turned into much either.
I don't know if Brendan McKay is still. He's probably still playing. So I have not heard a single peep about that dude for a long time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the overall consensus at Heritage High is really, really good.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it kind of shocked the world a little bit when we all saw pricing out of the gates.
Yeah.
Because it definitely did not come out price-wise where this product has historically been.
Yeah.
But to Topps' credit, it's been really clear that they've been trying to make every product better.
Yeah, 100% throughout the board.
I mean, it's pretty clear from a business perspective that they want high prices.
Right.
But along with that, they have been making just about every product better to help justify their attempt at
Right.
a higher baseline price on things.
Yep.
So,
and the crazy thing with Heritage High, isn't this a product that they were like kind of thinking? I mean, they got rid of like Gypsy Queen.
they
and
almost got rid of this product this year.
Wild.
Part of it is it's late. It pushes the calendar out a little bit.
Right.
Like they were on the verge of not doing this product. It might have been a little bit why it was so late. If they were like, crap, we got to do Heritage. We were planning on not doing it.
Yep.
But like this could be like one of the last Skeens product, if not the last one. Like we should probably do this to take advantage of Skeens. Like we might as well make another product with Skeens rookies in it.
Right.
Easy money, right?
Yeah.
We don't know if they're going to do that same thing with Platinum Chrome.
Yeah, we haven't heard a single thing.
Platinum Anniversary Chrome.
I mean, that's been a great product the past couple of years.
I think it would be strange for them to bounce products in a Skeens year where they can take advantage of a hot market where people are buying it up like crazy.
I mean, we still have Dynasty yet to come out as well, and that's a guarantee that it'll come out. But yeah, and I think those are the last two that I can recall that still have yet to come out.
Right.
So, and then we got Tribute right around the corner too.
Tribute's coming up,
and it looks a little bit reformatted again, smaller case size.
Sounds like they reined in production a little bit on this one actually. So this one could be really interesting. That's a little bit backwards of what we've been seeing. Kind of like increase at 10%, increase at 10%.
Right.
Kind of push the envelope a little bit to kind of see where that line is.
Yeah.
It sounds like they've reined this one in a little bit. I do expect that they're going to, especially as they're preparing for football and basketball products, they're going to try and create some additional differentiation and tiers between some of the brands that they have.
From a production standpoint?
Just like from a market standpoint.
Okay.
Right? Like, Panini's done that really well in the past with Immaculate, then NT, then Flawless.
Yeah.
Right? Baseball, from like the differences in products from like the bottom to the top, has always been a lot flatter than that.
For sure.
Right? Where you have Tribute and Museum Collection and Triple Threads that are all very largely similar products.
Yep.
Right? Maybe different package configurations and things like that, but from a hit perspective and the types of things that you get out of them, they're very, very similar.
Yep.
So I expect Topps to try and draw some more lines between some of these products, and that'll mean elevating some of them and dropping some of them down a little bit so they can create clearer differentiations.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see if this is an attempt to make Tribute like a little bit higher end of a product.
Yep.
The nice thing is wholesale wise and retail price, they kind of came out at the same as last year.
Yep.
So at least if it is going to do that, it'll do it in the secondary market.
Yeah.
And it's not Topps just like, oh, hey guys, this is a $900 box now, and we're all like, what? It doubled.
Yeah. And that's tough to do from that perspective anyways, unless it's a complete redesign.
People really have to see how you've reformatted it and how the product is different.
Yeah.
Right? But basketball and football are right around the corner.
Yeah.
Right around the corner. I mean, we've got a couple more 23-24 basketball products coming with Wemby stuff in it. But we are on the verge of licensed basketball.
Yeah, really quick here.
This year.
Yeah.
So it'll be really interesting to see. So
100%.
And we'll start to see some of these. Which brands do they use?
Yeah.
Which brands do they use in NBA and which brands do they use in NFL? We've already seen them introduce new brands to the NBA.
Yeah, like Motif is coming out and Midnight.
Yeah, we had Motif football. They just announced Motif basketball. Midnight, which they launched with UFC, then did basketball. We'll see that in football and in baseball also.
Yeah.
So I would fully expect to see, even though they haven't formally said it, 2025 midnight baseball.
Right.
They did 3 basketballs coming.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. So 3 basketball is a high end product. I kind of think like Panini 1-in-1
Style.
kind of product.
Yep.
With Topps 3.
Yep.
It has relic autos, which will be really interesting.
Right.
On Topps 3 basketball. But yeah, I mean, it'll be really cool to see how the market kind of takes shape with new brands and brands changing tiers.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean they had Topps Chrome, they have Finest. Like Jake said, hopefully they bring back Triple Threads football, like one that they have done in the past. Like there's a pretty easy pipeline to doing that. We've got Inception football coming out here in a week or two.
Inception football's coming.
So yeah, it'll be a cool, mix of old and new blends with these new, with these new licenses.
Right.
There's a lot of cool things they can do.
Yeah, I mean, some of these products were big time products in football and basketball.
Yeah.
Finest basketball was a monster release. We saw that, I think we were talking a little bit about Finest and Chrome.
Right.
And the difference between Finest and Chrome. And in baseball, Finest and Chrome have kind of been a little bit on like an even playing field. Maybe even with Chrome a little bit higher than Finest.
For sure. Yeah.
That's not how it was.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Like Finest was a tier above Chrome.
Yeah.
Right? And so with baseball that's kind of changed. But I feel like with football, we saw Finest pop up to that new level, even non-licensed Finest pop up to a level that was again that almost that notch above Topps Chrome football.
Yep.
Right? And that's more like how it used to be.
Yep.
So it'd be really interesting to see if some of these brands start to realign themselves now.
Right.
And also because of where they used to stand in the brand portfolio.
Yeah, and I do still think with the Finest football and Topps Chrome football this year that the Topps Chrome autos are performing better than Finest autos.
Yeah.
So yeah, the single sales will definitely play a big role in that. But part of the reason why Finest football was so good is because you were seeing, I feel like more of those big name quarterback autos in every single case.
Yep.
And then also the add in of like the Stroud Mercury rookie stuff.
But
like,
Finest was always a lower print run.
Yeah, 100%.
More premium product than Topps Chrome, which is like still like the home of the rookie auto, right?
Correct.
But was always a much larger print run, harder to hit the big guys, and then Finest is always smaller. Yeah. So, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to the transition over the next year or so.
Coming up quick. I mean, we're already into April here, so
right.
Yeah, we're gonna start seeing these things a lot more here coming up.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Another big release today that we've got that had a little bit of reformatting, and it's always a fun one, is Origins Basketball.
Okay. How did they reformat Origins?
Not necessarily a reformat, but an addition of content.
Okay.
Of adding logo men into Origins. And one of the real interesting things about that, and they did a little bit of this with some of the autos, like guys having autos for previous teams that they've played for, like Donovan Mitchell, who's on the Cavs, has a Jazz auto, which is where he got drafted, stuff like that. But then with the logo men, they have like Shea, who has a Clippers logo men.
Okay. Interesting.
And they're all one of ones. There's not a big checklist on the 101 on the logo men, but it's like, okay, is that going to be game used? Is it going to be rookie? Like those are massive chases. LeBron has a Cavs logo man.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting. Origins is usually never like a super high print run product either. And granted, there's 20 cards on the checklist, so you're going to see them often because they're so rare. But it's kind of an additional interesting chase that they've never done before in Origins.
Yeah. Almost like Topps cracked the code with this whole debut patch thing.
That's what I'm thinking,
like
right?
having these like really, really epic one-of-one chases.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And you can throw logo men in a different product and
I mean that's one thing that Topps showed is that logo men don't just have to be in flawless or empty, right? Exactly. Like here they put debut patches in Topps Chrome,
Right.
right?
And even like Inception, well, that's another product we haven't seen yet. Is Inception for 24 with Skeens. But Inception having the first base milestone relics with a MLB authenticated sticker on the base from that player's first hit. Like, obviously not Logo Man level, but still really legit actual memorabilia that is tied to that rookie's first game.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that Topps definitely has gotten right with the debut patches and with the Wemby relic stuff.
Yeah.
Is that it is specific to a game.
Correct.
Right? We saw that with the Wemby stuff in Mercury, where it was a debut game or his 1,000th point game. Actually being willing to come out and say this is a game worn relic
is just different than anything else.
I mean, it's like, I have not loved that a lot of these products have gone away from game worn.
Yep.
Like the whole obscure, like Jake says, like not from any player, game, event, or season. That can, or that can still mean game worn, right? Like a lot of times you'll still see on the front, you'll see game worn, and then they'll put the disclaimer, not from any specific game or you know, something like that. Now, some of that is a CYA liability disclaimer on the card.
Okay.
So that is not saying this is not authentic. It's just saying, from a legal perspective, we're not guaranteeing that this came from a specific game, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
It doesn't have the authentication that goes along with it the entire way through the production, and then cutting them up and then somebody hand putting them into a card. I mean, relic cards are still assembled by hand.
It's wild.
By hand. little old ladies with plastic gloves on and a Ziploc baggie of little squares.
Yep. That's
like
crazy.
Literally like hand putting these things into a sheet of relic cards.
I did see a video from Panini a couple months ago where it was like, I think it was a look inside at building flawless basketball out, and it's people holding these logo men in their hand and like placing them in, and like it's crazy to see.
Yeah, I mean, what happens is they have the bottom half of the card printed, right? So the bottom half of the card is printed. The top is just white.
Wow.
Right? Because it's just half of the card.
Yeah.
Right? And it has like the little cutout space in there. And, they know that, Bryce Harper is spot number 11 on this sheet.
Right.
So even though they can't actually see a Bryce Harper card, because the only thing that says Bryce Harper's on the back, like they know that spot number 11 on this sheet is Bryce Harper. So there'll be somebody, it's like an assembly line, right? So there'll be somebody with a baggie of Bryce Harpers. The sheet comes, they put the Bryce Harper swatch in the 11. The next sheet comes, they put the Bryce Harper in the 11. The next sheet comes, they put the Bryce Harper in the 11.
Yeah.
And then once all of the relics have been placed in there, in that sheet, then they put the top on the card.
Huh.
And so that's how that card, the relic gets sandwiched between the two layers of cards.
Yeah,
right?
That's crazy.
So,
and you wonder why, like, I think we saw it in Panini Spectra football, where there's a lot of, like, patches for the wrong, like a Packers player getting a sick 3-color
yeah, I mean, they're
patch.
doing it blind.
Right.
Like, there's definitely the possibility of mistake.
Yeah.
Because
Human
they're
error.
it's literally human error. They've got this baggie.
Yep.
And, it might not even be the person on the line's fault. Maybe the pieces got mixed in the baggie.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, all that person knows is, my job is to have this baggie and put one piece in the number 11 spot every time.
Right.
So,
yeah,
it's a wild process. I mean, you would think like, oh man, I bet this is really fancy and sophisticated. It is not, man. These are manual
real
processes.
intricate processes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Jake, going back to Origins, I don't think this specifically devalues the logo man, mainly because it's going to be guys that, Like if you look at the checklist, I think like Joakim Noah and I know like DeMarcus Cousins have logo man. Like I feel like they're going a little bit more old school with some of those type of guys and like giving Shea the Clippers one, which TBD if it's a rookie or not, and giving some of these guys like older logo men and they are all listed as 1-of-1s. I think is different than something they're doing in like Immaculate where we saw
number to
logo
5,
men number to 5 that
not
are
game worn.
player worn, whatever. Like that's a different story to me.
Come on, stop buying jerseys from Dick's.
Mitchell and Ness
Seriously.
wholesale.
Seriously, stop buying jerseys off of Fanatics.com, having a player put it on, and calling it player worn. That's the worst.
Yeah, especially because it's such a far cry from the old days of and not old days. I say like 10 years ago, less than that, whatever, 8, 5, whatever. Of like you'd see the nastiest game worn stuff every single case.
Well, 2016 was the last wave
of game worn
of
stuff.
like the epic vintage game worn stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So what happened was you had, Panini had acquired a few years prior, Panini had acquired Playoff.
Okay.
Which was the company that had bought Donruss, right? Playoff had bought Donruss, Panini acquired Playoff. And Playoff had gone out previously and bought like a boatload of jerseys, and so they were cranking out Babe Ruth jerseys. They had bought a 1923 Babe Ruth game worn jersey, and like it was super traumatic for the industry when they cut this thing up into a boatload of pieces,
right?
And started making these Babe Ruth cards in like absolute memorabilia, Playoff absolute memorabilia,
okay.
And some of these products,
yeah.
Prime cuts.
And we were just looking back on some of our old breaks.
Panini made a series of products in 2016, like Prime Cuts, like Pantheon, and some of these others, where they kind of used the last of these epic patches and relics,
right,
from that old Playoff acquisition.
Got it.
So we were seeing like 3-color Clemente game worn patches.
Was just wild.
3-color Stan Musial game worn patches.
Yep.
Like just the most epic nasty stuff. But like we might not ever see that again.
We saw it a little bit with like I forget what in Transcendent. Like we were seeing Tony Gwynn 3-color game used patches.
But Tony Gwynn's modern era, right?
Modern,
like he's so modern era. Like
if you're talking about Stan Musial and Babe Ruth and Mantle and all these guys from like the early days.
Right. Like Gwynn played until the year 2000.
Yeah.
But the days of the guys from the 20s with Ruth to the 50s and 60s are like, man, we may never see the epic cut. Because those jerseys have become way more valuable now.
Right.
Like you can't buy one of these just to cut it up anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And there aren't any new ones. It's not like, oh look, out of this closet somebody had 6 Babe Ruth game worn jerseys. Yeah. Johnny Ruth has 6, but I mean, how much would those things sell for? You still couldn't buy them and cut them up.
Yeah, unless it's in a crazy high-end product.
Yeah. Bats are a little bit different.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see bat relics and we'll still continue to see
Panini's still doing some of that stuff and we just got solicited Flawless and there's always some crazy old stuff like that in Flawless and NT baseball and stuff like that with Ruth relics and usually always a bat now, something like that they're still pushing them out. That's just few and far between.
Yeah. Yeah, but there are a lot more bats than there were jerseys. These guys wore the same jersey the whole year.
Right.
The whole year.
Yeah, they weren't doing the switch every inning type of thing that these guys are doing now.
Now, granted, they use the same bat for the whole season too, but bats break.
Right.
So every once in a while, you end up with a new one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to switch.
Well, we've got about 8 minutes left. So this is the time we always like to, actually, it's always the time. You can always throw questions, but at the end, we just want to give you that last opportunity to throw any questions you might have at us. Questions about the industry, about products, about our business, about Fanatics, you name it. Open floor, guys. So keep those coming.
Yeah, Dallas asked about some F1, Formula 1 stuff. We wanted to get some stuff with the races going on and that season started. We just don't have a ton right now, to be honest with you. So I know we're looking at a few F1 products coming out soon. I think Finest is relatively soon in the next month or two or so. So we'll definitely be running all of the new releases. But we'll try to find some stuff to get in beforehand. So yeah, whether it be a pick your driver or pick your team, just kind of depends on the product mix that we can find and how much we can get of it.
Yep.
So
Bingo.
F1 season off to a crazy start. Liam Lawson, the big rookie for 2025, getting knocked from Red Bull within 2 races.
Yep, that didn't go well. Let's go. I'm Team McLaren.
McLaren's looking good.
Let's go.
They're looking good. Jake says, any app or store updates?
Yeah, actually, right now we've got our full set of community features in staging.
Mm-hmm.
So we most of it's done. We're just kind of testing it out, making sure everything works. So pretty soon you guys will have the ability to do direct messaging with each other, as well as introducing some new chat rooms to the platform, where we're going to be able to do some sports talk, some hobby talk, some mail day photos, some other fun things.
Yep.
And then coming soon too, we will probably start to talk about our big summer promo. So we won't tell them what it is yet, but we will tease the big summer promo that is coming.
We have a big act to follow after Collector Games.
Collector Games was so much fun. I the feedback on it was great. I hope you guys all had a ton of fun with Collector Games. We have decided to let Collector Games remain as an Olympics style event that's tied to a season of Olympics.
Yep.
So
we'll get next year
we
Winter
will likely
Olympics,
see Collector Games return for the 2026 Winter Olympics, but we will be rolling out a brand new summer promo. We'll start teasing that here soon.
Yep.
That I think is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a little bit different than Collector Games.
Still have some of the
you're
same.
still going to have some of the same elements where, dependent, you could get points, dependent on how you perform in a break. There are going to be some how good is the hit aspects to scoring points.
Yep.
And there's going to be shorter competing windows.
Sure.
So it's not going to be a 6 month to win a prize thing.
Yeah.
There are going to be shorter windows to win prizes, which we think will make it a little bit harder to spend your way to a prize.
Yeah.
Kind of maybe
just levels the playing field for everyone.
The playing field a little bit for everyone.
We'll see teams that are cheap that are going to be getting points and breaks.
We love you guys that have a spending problem, but we got to spread the love on the prizes a little bit.
Yeah.
There might be something for the big kahunas.
We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be a fun event. We're looking forward to it, and it might give us the opportunity to travel around the country and hang out with some of you guys that we haven't hung out with before. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Have a little bit of fun.
Yep. Stay tuned.
So those are some app features that are coming. The community stuff.
Yeah.
That's
when are GIFs coming to chat?
I don't know. Remember, it's GIFs, not GIFs.
I'm still saying GIFs.
No, it's GIFs. To be determined. It's a little bit lower on the priority list than some of the other things that we're working on.
Yeah. Yep. Store updates, Jake says?
We should be signing a lease this next week.
Perfect.
We should be signing a lease on the new store space this next week. Still unannounced as to the location. But we're excited, and we've already engaged with a retail design firm locally. It's not a local company. They're a massive company. The architects and designers that are going to be working on our project are going to be some from Minneapolis, some from New York, some from other places. So we're gonna go hard with this new store from a retail design perspective, which is gonna be a lot of fun. Because I did this one myself.
Yep.
This store, I kind of did the concept and the design and the layout,
out the
and
cases,
all
of
that kind of stuff myself. but it's going to be fun to have some retail professionals like take it to the next level.
Yeah, 100%.
So super pumped about that.
Yep. We're going to have a cool store. It's going to be a cool store.
Yeah. So,
anything else before we wrap up?
yeah. Casey asked why there was no March Madness bracket contest this year.
Yeah.
So one of the challenges with the March Madness bracket challenge that we did last year was that it was really hard to make it so that as many different people could participate in it as possible. From a technology standpoint, we don't have the capability to say you can only get one spot over we can do one spot per event, but we can't do one spot per 8 over a series of 8 events. So last year we ran the March Madness promos and we ended up running like 8 of them.
Yeah.
But ultimately it was the same 30 to 50 people that were getting in each one.
Part, yeah.
And so this year we decided to not do it just because we didn't have a good way to spread the love. Even last year we said like you can only do one of these.
Yeah.
We just don't have a way to prevent it.
Yep.
So we decided to not do that promo just because it so heavily favored 50 people when we have thousands.
Yeah.
Literally thousands of people who are actively participating in our community.
Yep.
And we didn't it's a fine line between doing fun things and then doing fun things that people feel like they don't have a shot at or excluded from.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll keep looking at it. We'll keep looking at those types of promos, seeing if there are ways that we can affect that from a technology perspective. Maybe maybe we can build something where a series of events has a 1 spot max.
Yep.
That's probably something we could solve from a technology perspective. But again, that'll have to go into the list and find its way onto the priority list at some point amidst all of the other things that we want to do.
Yep.
So, but no, thanks for asking about that.
Yep. Zaga says, how are the vending machines coming along?
Vending machine. If anybody wants a little side hustle job, placing some vending machines, feel free to hit me up.
And with all the other, like the reason it's been like, we still love the idea and everything. It's just on the back burner with app updates and new store and then just normal day-to-day, operations of our current operations. So it's just tough.
Yeah. I mean, the vending machines really hit the back burner when we pivoted from Uncommon as a platform to Uncommon as a white label product offering.
Yep.
So when I had to pivot my time from marketplace platform to white label platform, that's really where the vending machines kind of took a back seat.
Yep.
So now we've got the new store, we've got some other things that are cranking. We're planning on onboarding a couple of more people this year with their own apps. So the vending machines are still just kind of chilling. And we don't, no one here has capacity to do vending machines right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be something we revisit a little bit once we have the other store open. We're gonna probably be hiring 4 to 5 people this summer in various roles, retail roles. We'll be bringing on a new marketing associate. We'll probably have to bring on a new breaker.
Yep.
So we'll be bringing on some new roles. We'll probably have to bring on somebody to manage our eBay consignment business.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean we've got probably 4 to 6 people that we'll have to bring on this summer to support the things that we're planning to do.
Yep.
So.
Have a handful of interviews and hiring to do.
That's right.
So
yeah,
it'll be good. We're excited.
Good. Awesome. Well, that brings us to our time. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. If you came in late, The video will be up for a while, so you can go back and check out all the things that we've been chatting about. But as always, we appreciate you guys. If you're local, come hang out, say hi to us in the store. Otherwise, we will see y'all in a break, which are dropping now or next week in All Card Ship.
Thanks, guys.